What's happening, everybody? Matt here, but you can call me Matub, and welcome to Matub's Musings, show where I talk about football. Seems to be at least every other week, and usually I'm wrong. It is a balmy 27 degrees here in Colorado, so I'm not having a very good morning. But you know who else isn't having a good morning? The Vikings. Why is that? Well, turns out that Case Keenum is going to be their starting quarterback, and Ty Montgomery is possibly going to play for the Packers. As of this morning, it turns out that Ty Montgomery is going to be active and is going to be, quote, uninhibited versus the Vikings. That is good news for us. That is bad news for the Vikings, and that is potentially bad news for Aaron Jones. Last week we saw Aaron Jones emerge against the Last week we saw Aaron Jones emerge against the Cowboys and actually have a better stat line than Ezekiel Elliott. He had more yards on fewer carries, and he had a touchdown. Aaron Jones played lights out last week, and I expect that to continue throughout the season. As for against the Vikings, I'm not so sure. I think Ty's going to play. I think he's going to start. Aaron Jones showed that in pass protection he's still a little lacking, which is kind of why I always like Jamal Williams over Aaron Jones. However, after last week, I will take a slight drop in performance of pass blocking for a huge jump in running ability. The Vikings this year are deceptive, I guess. They have a couple games where their quarterbacks, both Sam Bradford and Case Keenum, played absolutely lights out. However, it looks like the Vikings are going to be without Stephon Diggs today, which is huge for the Packers. Without their true number one receiver, they're going to be throwing at Adam Thielen, who, granted, traditionally has done very well against the Packers. But with that said, the fewer weapons for the Vikings, the better. The Packers corners, Demarius Randall and Quentin Rollins have been playing just piss poor this year. I was fully expecting Randall to make a bounce back, and everyone was talking about Rollins' great camp, myself included. But it really appears that neither of them is suited to be an NFL corner. I don't know. Our very own Scottish angry guy, Sam, has been very adamant that both have sucked for basically their entire careers. I don't know. I think maybe it's time for that experiment to end. Maybe drafting a college safety and a basketball player to play football wasn't the best idea. But even without Kevin King, I feel confident that our secondary really only has to shut down like one true receiver in Adam Thielen, who he would not be a very good receiver on a lot of other teams, but for some reason he does well against the Packers. And that reason is probably having a terrible secondary and playing soft zone coverage. But I really feel like this is a game the Packers can win. I'm not like the most confident about it, but I don't see any reason that they should lose. I think the Packers are the better team in just about every aspect, with the exception of the secondary. The Vikings have a very, very good secondary, but the Packers have a much better receiving core, and also Aaron Rodgers at the helm. I still think that this is going to be a higher scoring game than most. So I'm going to say that the Packers will win this 27-21. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me. As always, I'm Matt, but you can call me Matub. And go, Pack, go.